Assalamu alaikum, good morning. Are you listening me, students? Please reply. Okay, very good of you. You are here. Very good of you. Now please other students reply to me. Are you listening me very clearly? Okay. I hope you have enjoyed your winter vacations a lot. Now today is the first class of English. Walaikum assalam Nawal and everyone. Now concentrate on your lecture and my instructions. I'm giving you some new instructions for the upcoming lectures. Okay, after the completion of this lecture, okay, don't get worried about your attendance. I will mark your attendance. First of all, concentrate on my instructions, on my lecture. I'm just waiting for a while, and many students have come here, so I want to start my today's lecture. I hope you can listen me very attentively everything. Now this is English literature lecture. I'm Mrs. Afshin Imran. You all know me very well. This is lecture number 59. Okay, I hope you are doing your work in time, and this is literature week, so I'm giving you all literature lectures in this week. You have already submitted me language copies with winter vacation. We have done very good work in winter vacations. Many of you have done good, very good, but most of you have not submitted the copies. Kindly submit your copies and complete your all work of language as well as winter vacation work. Okay, because you know that these are having the marks, and if you are not submitting the work and the winter vacation homework on time, then it means you are losing your marks. So please be careful about your work, whether it will be of language or literature. So I want to continue my lecture today. It is about Shah Abdul Latif Bhitai 2. Now you all know that I have discussed about Shah Abdul Latif Bhitai previously as well. In the last lecture, I have discussed about the background of his life, that you all know that he is the Sindhi poet and mystic and saint, and he lived on the mound of sand near Bhet, and because of that he was called the saint of Bhet. And his ancestors came from Herat, and they settled in Sindh because of the Muslim culture. They were very much inspired of the Muslim culture, so they stayed there. And I have told you that Shah Latif was very kind and sensitive, and he loved the nature, and because of that he um found pleasure in the natural things. So his heart turned towards the devotion, and because of that, when his wife died, he came to live on a mound of sand there, and after that, he lived there for the rest of his life. Okay, so I want to continue the other part of the same lesson. This is from point number 5, that is spiritual growth. Now I want to read it, so please listen to me very carefully. Latif's love of God grew more and more, to the extent that he found pleasure only in devotion. It means it increased so much. The love of God increased so much that he became happy only in devotion, only in praying with God and writing verses in His praise. Okay, as a result, he spent most of his time in prayers and deep thinking, and because of that, most of the time of his day he spent that time in prayers and deep thinking. His spiritual power grew stronger with prayers and devotion so much so that the people began to be attracted towards him because he was doing prayers and he was spending his time in devotion so that his spiritual powers grew very much stronger, and because of that people began to be attracted towards him. People came to him for different reasons, for just praising him, and then they became his followers. Anyone who came to him was strongly impressed by his gentle ways. Gentle ways means his kind and loving nature, and his followers increased day by day. I hope you are understanding everything. Close to the mount on which Lal Latif came to live is a natural lake. If you remember, Lal Latif was the name given to Shah Latif by his devotees, and he was lovingly called Lal Latif. Okay, so where he lived on that mount, there is a natural lake close to that mount. His poetic nature loved the calm atmosphere. I have already told you that he loved the natural atmosphere, and there was very quiet place. That was a very quiet place and calm atmosphere was there. So he loved that area very much. He would spend much of his time sitting on the bank of this lake. Bank means the edge, or you can say the kinara in Urdu. Okay, he would spend much of his time sitting on the bank of this lake. As he sat there, he prayed to God and sometimes composed verses in his praise. When he sat there on the bank of the lake, what did he do? He prayed to God. Okay, continuously he prayed to God, and sometimes he composed verses or he wrote poetry in his praise, in the praise of Allah Almighty. Okay, now you can see that here his is written with capital H. It means it is written here for Allah. Okay, now I hope you are understanding everything. Now I come to the sixth point: death and remembrance. Lal Latif died in 1752 on the mount where he had lived. He died on the same mount where he had lived. He was buried on the same mount. He was also buried on the same mount. It is said that one day he ordered the musicians to play music. If you remember, he was very much uh, what can I say, that he was very much interested in music also. So he ordered the musicians one day to play music. They played continuously for 3 days. Okay, when they stopped playing, they found the poet dead. When they continuously played the music for 3 days, after that they found the poet dead. He died during during he was listening to the music. A famous king of Sindh, whose name was Ghulam Shah Kaloro, was so devoted to him that he built a grand mausoleum over his grave. Like I think you have seen the picture here. I will show you the picture of his grave as well. I think you understand the word mausoleum, like Qai's mausoleum here in Karachi. You all know that Qaid Azam Muhammad Ali Jinnah, his mazar is here in Karachi, and I think you have seen it. The lovely white dome of the shrine represents the purity and dignity of Lal Latif. The dome of this mausoleum was white in color, and it represents the purity and dignity of Latif, that he was a very much pure person, he was honest and dedicated to everyone. His devotees collected his poetry, and this collection is called the Risalo of Shah Abdul Latif. Okay, devotees, the followers of Shah Abdul Latif Bhitai, he collected his poetry and then combined it in the form of um, Risalo of Shah Abdul Latif Bhitai. Okay, every year the devotees celebrate his Urs. A Urs means actually death anniversary, which begins on 14th Safar. Safar is the second month of Islamic calendar. I think you all know it very well. And lasts for 3 days. Okay, it means Urs has been celebrated for 3 days. It starts from 14th Safar, so it means it continues for 14th, 15th, and 16th Safar. I hope you are understanding. Now, this is the picture of the mausoleum of Shah Abdul Latif Bhitai, which I have already told you that a famous king of Sindh, Ghulam Shah Kaloro, built it. Okay, because he was so much impressed by Shah Abdul Latif Bhitai. Now, I come to the seventh point. It is about Shah Latif's poetry. Shah Abdul Latif was a very sensitive, gentle and kind soul. He was very much sensitive in nature. He was very much kind as well. He was a Sufi in the true sense of the word. The word Latif literally means fine, delicate, tender, elegant, and light. His name, actually, the Latif word, which is included in his name, it means the fine, delicate, and very kind person. This meaning is truly reflected in both his poetry and his personality. Because of his kind nature, his kind nature is shown in his poetry and his personality as well. Moreover, he was a poet of the people. He was the poet of the people, so he wrote in the language of the common man. It means he wrote the poetry in so much easy language that everybody can understand it very well. In his poems, he writes mainly about Sindh and its neighboring regions. Actually, he was living in Sindh. He was very much interested, and he loved Sindh culture and everything around that area. So he wrote about Sindh and its neighboring regions. It means neighboring areas. However, he also mentions some distant cities. Distant cities means which are far off from Sindh, such as Istanbul and Samarkand. These were the cities. He wrote about these two cities as well. And he also talks about Sindhi sailors. Sailors, I know, uh, which are known as Samandi in Sindhi language. Okay, sailors, I think you all know that who are sailors, the people who travel or who do the journey in the sea. Their navigation techniques. Navigation techniques, it means when. Are you listening me, students? Please reply again because there is a problem in the internet connection. So please reply again so that I can understand whether you are listening me or not. Hurry up, reply. Very good, Dua. Okay, now I want to continue from the same place. Now I understand that you all are listening me. Very good of you. Now listen to me. I'm continue here. Um, uh, Shah Abdul Latif Bhitai also wrote about Sindhi sailors, which are known as Samandi in Sindhi, and their navigation techniques, that how they travel in the sea and their voyages as far as the Malabar coast. They their sailors went to the Malabar coast as well, Sri Lanka, another country, and the island of Java. Here is the translation of one such verse. It means he wrote poetry about all these areas, and this is the translation of that verse because he wrote in Sindhi and Persian languages, sometimes Arabic language. So it is the translation. Clouds return, and once again it rains. This is the most so simple line, that clouds come and rains. Lightning flashes from all sides, and with it, some go to Istanbul, others turn to west. It means lightning comes and it goes towards many sides of the world. Some goes towards the Istanbul side and some turns to the west side. Some shine bright over China and others take care of Samarkand. It means some of the light shine brightly over China and the other part of the light goes to Samarkand. Some wander to Rome, to Kabul and Kandahar. Some lie on Delhi, Deccan. Okay, some wonder. This sum is not for human beings. It is about the light. Wonder means move here and there to Rome. Rome is another country. To Kabul. Kabul is the place in Afghanistan, and Kandahar is another place in Afghanistan. Some lie on Delhi, Deccan. That means the places in India. Thundering over. Thundering means making noise over. My beloved Allah. Now, listen how I pronounce this word, beloved. Okay? Beloved means pyara. My beloved Allah, may you always make sin a land of abundance. My beloved Allah. Okay? He was praying here in this verse that Allah gave everything to sin. Okay? It means a land of abundance. Abundance means everything in the maximum quantity. My beloved Allah, may you make prosperous the whole universe. Now he was also praying there that whole universe become prosperous. Okay. No, don't open your cameras, please. Shah Abdul Latif Bhitai, Sur Saran Shajo Risalo. It means it is the verse from a poetry, and that name was Sur Sarang, and it has been written here from Shajo Risalo. I hope you have understood it. His collected poems have been compiled in Shajo Risalo, which I have already told you that everything has been compiled in Shajo Risalo, which has been translated into English, Urdu, and other languages because everyone doesn't know Sindhi or Arabic or Persian. So these poetries or poems have been translated into the common languages, English and Urdu, and some other languages also, so that people can understand it easily. His spiritual and mystic poetry carries a message of love. His poetry or his message is the message of love, which makes it universal because the message of love is the universal for everyone and acceptable to the entire human race. So it is the message of love, so it has been acceptable to all the human beings present here in the whole universe. Shah Abdul Latif Bhitai is and always be remembered for his great poetry with love and reverence. Reverence, I have already told you that it means respect and admiration. Shah Abdul Latif Bhittai's name is always remembered in our hearts because he gave the poetry or the message of love to everybody for the whole universe. I hope you have understood everything. Now, I want to give you a quick review. After that, I want to give you some instructions about the upcoming lectures which will start from tomorrow. Please don't open your cameras. I have already told you I don't need your cameras here. Okay? Remember. Now Shah Latif's love of God grew more and more. I have already told you that he loved the natural things, and because of that his love of God grew stronger. And then he found pleasure only in devotion. He just found the pleasure in devotion and deep thinking, and because of that he went to live on the mount. He spent most of his time in prayers and deep thinking. His spiritual power grew stronger with prayers and devotion so that the people began to be attracted towards him and became his followers, which I have already told you that because of his powers and his kind and gentle ways, people began to be attracted towards him. They came to meet him and became his followers. Some other points. He went to live on a mount and came to be known as the Saint of Bhit. I have already told you that a mound of sand is called Bhit in Sindhi, and because of that, he was called as the Saint of Bhit. There was a natural lake close to the mount. Okay, there was a natural lake, and where to the mount where he lived, his poetic nature loved the calm atmosphere near the lake. Because of the calm atmosphere, there was near the natural lake. He sat on the bank of the lake near the mount and prayed to God. Continuously, he prayed to God there and composed verses in his praise also. Okay, now some other points in the review. Shah Abdul Latif died in 1752 on the mount where he lived and buried there. He died on the same mount where he lived and buried there also. A famous king of Sindh, Ghulam Shah Kaloro, built a grand mausoleum over his grave. What the king do? He did he built a grand mausoleum over his grave because he was so much inspired by Shah Abdul Latif. The lovely white dome of his shrine represents the purity and dignity of Shah Abdul Latif Vitai. The white dome of his shrine, it represents the purity of Shah Abdul Latif Vitai. Now, some other points about the review. Every year, the devotees of Shah Abdul Latif Bhittai celebrate his Urs. Devotees, I have already told you, means followers. Shah Abdul Latif's Urs commences on 14th Safar and lasts for 3 days. Every year, it starts on 14th Safar and ends till 16th Safar. It means continued for 3 days. Thousands of people gather and listen to saint songs sung on tamburo. On that day, thousands of people gather there and then listen to the saint song. Some people sing the songs of Shabdul Latif Vitai and which are played on tamburo. If you remember, tamburo was the musical instrument invented by Shah Latif himself. Many learned men. Learned means educated. Okay, learned. How I pronounce it? Please listen. It is not learned. That learned means the verb form. And here learned is adjective. Many learned men read papers that tell about Latif's life and his poetry. It means on that days during his Urs celebration, many learned men read papers about his life and his poetry as well. Shah Latif was the poet of the people, so he wrote poetry in the language of a common man so that everybody can understand very easily. His devotees collected his poetry, and this collection is called the Risalo of Shah Abdul Latif Vitai, and the Risalu has been translated into English, Urdu, and some other languages as well. His spiritual and mystic poetry carries a message of love. You all know that his poetry gave the message of love, and because of that, it makes it universal. Universal means for everyone in the whole universe. I hope you have understood everything very clearly. So there are some review questions. I want you to write in the chat box after 1 minute. Start writing, but first of all, listen to them very carefully. What did Shah Latif do on the lake when he sat there? When and where was Shah Latif died? When does Shah Latif's devotees celebrate his Urs? What is the collection of Shah Latif's poetry called? I hope these are very easy questions. So I am giving you time to write them, the answers in the chat box. I am waiting for your replies. So please write the answers, start writing the answers. During that time, I am taking your attendance. Okay, now I want to see your chats. Very good of you. The answers are right. Vishal, what you have written? Okay, Nida, very good answer. Okay, Dua, 1752, very good. Vishal collection of Shah Latif, Shah Risalo, very good. Hamad, okay, January 1, Hamad, I don't know about this date. I don't remember this date. Very good of you. Salman, very good. 1752. Nida Sheikh, 1752, very good. Salman, collection of Shah Risalo, very good. Dua Kashif, and Dua Kashif, you have written the name of God with a small g. Please be careful. Write always with capital letter. Khadija, very good answer. Alishba Beg, quietness of the scene. He spent much of his time sitting. Very good. Too long answer. Very good, very good. Ahmad Raza, very good. Shalati poetry. Vishal, very good. 14th of Safar, very good. Salman, very good, very good. Ushna, very good. I can't call your names, all of you, so please don't mind it. I am reading your answers. Okay, very good of you. All of you have done very great job. Okay, Shabdul Hamad, Ahmad Raza, very good. Very good. Please be careful about the spellings also. Okay, Khadija Razzaq, very good. Shajur Salo, Salman, devotees celebrated, not celebrated, celebrate because every year it has been celebrated. Nowadays also, you know that. Shah, near the ray and compose poetry. God, please be careful about the spelling of God. It must be written with capital G. Risalo of Shah Abdul Latif Bitai, Khadija Ali, Dua Kashif celebrate his Rosh on 14th of Safar. Very good. Abiha, the devotees of Shah Latif celebrate his Rosh on 14th Safar. Very good. Dua Kashif, it's incomplete answer, but I think you have written everything very correctly. He was sitting on the lake and prayed to God. Nida, very good. You have written God word with capital G. Very good. But write his also with capital H. Nida, remember. Khadija Razak near the bank of the lake and prayed to God. Very good. Dua Sheikh, the devotees of Shah Latif celebrate his course on uh, 14th Safar. Very good of you. Ibtisam Shah is the collection of Shah Abdul Latif. Ibtisam, very good answers. You have written everything very correctly. Okay, now I want to discuss few things with you. So stop writing in the chat box. I want to discuss some new instructions about the upcoming lectures, which I've already told you that I will tell you in the end of the lecture. So please listen to me very carefully, everything. Okay. Now, from tomorrow or from the next lectures, we will start some classwork in the additional classworks in the with the lectures. Okay, so you all know that how you are doing the classwork. It means you are having your notebooks, that means copies, your books, your stationery box with you, your pen with the ink, or if you are using the pointers for writing the questions, you must be having everything with you. Okay, it means you are just imagining that you are in the classroom and you are writing something or doing the classwork in your copies. Okay, your book should be with you so that if you want to take any help from the book, you must be having the books as well. Your stationery, everything must be ready when you are starting your class and when you are joining your class. Okay, you must be there on time. Okay, and you should hear the instructions very carefully. For example, if I am giving you some work to do during the class, yes, Khadija, you have to buy the new copy. Okay, new copy or journal, whatever you are saying. because we have a lot of days left for this session. Almost 2 months or 3 months are left for this session. So you must need a new journal for English literature as well as English language if they are finished. Okay. So you must be having those journals with you and your books whenever I'm telling you that this week is for English literature. So we will do all the work of English literature in English literature journals. Okay, you must be having your English literature books with you and English literature journals. If journal number one has been finished, you have to buy a new journal, okay, for doing the work. And remember, I will tell you to make the index as well. So you will have to make the index during the lecture time. You will have to do the work, whatever I will do in the classwork. And I hope you have seen the a new timetable as well because it has been uploaded on the Google Classroom. So you will see that if you have not gone through it, so please go to the Google Classroom and see that there will be 5 lectures of English on daily basis. Monday to Friday there will be 5 lectures and there will be 4 homework days. It means I will give you the classworks in all the 5 days. Now remaining 4 days are left in this week. So 4 days we will do the classwork of literature as well as during the lecture. It means I will give you, for example, it is a 40 minutes lecture class. So I will give you 20 minutes lecture and after 20 minutes, I will start the classwork. Okay, so you will be ready there for doing the classwork with your pens filled up with inks, your pointers, your other stationery which will be needed for doing the classwork. Okay, it means if we are doing some words meaning, so you should be having your pencil or scale so that you will make the column easily. Okay, I hope you are understanding everything very clearly. And I will upload the homework as well for 4 days in a week. So you have to do the classwork as well in the literature journals as well as you will have to do the homework which I will upload on the Google Classrooms on daily basis because you can suppose that it is daily based classwork and homework going on from tomorrow. Okay, so please be careful, join me um, at the given time. Khadija, Ali Miss, tomorrow we have to come with the classwork journal of literature in which we are doing the work. Very yes, Khadija. You all have to be there tomorrow. I think it will be 11 o'clock. So you should be ready at 11 o'clock with your English literature journals, books, and your stationery box. Okay, so that you will easily do the work there within the lecture time. It is just a 40 minutes lecture, like 40 minutes class you are having in your school timings. Similar things we will do, but on the screen you will see the classwork. Watch what I will give you. I will give you the instructions time to time what to do during the classwork, as well as you will have to listen the instructions very carefully as well as listen the lecture. Okay, now I'm giving you some time if you want to ask anything from me, so that if you have got any problem, if you are confused, so please ask me whatever you want to ask. I'm giving you this time, so please ask me. If you have understood everything clearly, please reply me yes or no, that you have understood or not. Please reply me that whatever instructions I have given you, you have understood or not. Please reply. I'm waiting for your reply. And I'm again telling you that you will have to complete all language work in language journals and all literature work in literature journals, as well as you have to complete your winter vacation homework, please. Okay. Okay, Hamad, I will repeat everything that you have to be there on time. From tomorrow onward, I will give you a classwork to do during the lecture, so that you will be having your literature and language copy journals with the books and your stationery box with your pens filled up with ink, because I will not stop or give you extra time for filling up the inks as well. You know that it is the limited time period for us, and we have to give you the lecture as well as we will do the classwork. So it is just, you can suppose that you are in the classroom, and after explanation some classwork has to be done during this time, and I will also upload the homework as well, because you all know that there are four homeworks going within a week for literature and for language as well, and five lectures will be there from Monday to till Friday every day. So please be careful. Join me um, at the proper time. You should be there 5 minutes before. If the class starts at 11 o'clock, so you should be there at 10:50 or 10:55, ready with your everything, with your copies, journals, books, and stationery box. Okay, I hope you have understood everything very clearly, and you will join me on daily basis at the proper time. Yes, I will upload the video after some time. Okay, for today's lecture, after some time, and for homework also. Okay, so don't get worried. Go through the Google Classroom. You will get every instructions from there as well. Okay, I hope you have understood everything very clearly, and you will be there uh, at 10:50 tomorrow. Inshallah, we will meet. I hope you have understood everything. We will meet tomorrow, inshallah, at 11 o'clock. Now I stop here, and I hope that you will understood everything. Okay? Allah Hafiz.